Believe it or not, we're about 20 minutes from the Eiffel Tower here in Issy-les-Moulineaux, which is a suburb of Paris. And here at the Issy-Guinguette, the vineyards have been here for about 1,500 years. And I'm joined by Jeffrey Finch. You are a wine connoisseur. You lead guides with the Paris Wine Walks. Now, when we think about French wines, we don't necessarily think about wines here in Paris and in the Paris region. How long has these wines been around?
Well, there's been vineyards in and around, as you mentioned here, 1,500 years. In Paris, it's about 20 centuries. The vines were planted originally by the Romans. The Paris region was the largest vineyard in the entire world. When you hear that, people go, what? The Ile de France, the largest vineyard in the world. Yes. And the quality of those wines were considered, at the time, they were considered among the best in Europe. They were in all the courts of Europe. The kings of France were very fond of the wines that were produced in and around Paris. The decline was caused by several things. You could say there was phylloxera, urbanization, a drop in quality, the invention of the railway, and urbanization, industrialization, urbanization.
Recently, there have been efforts to revive the wines from Paris and Ile de France. Can you tell us more about that?
Today, since 2016, there's a revival. There's been a group of people who've been lobbying for 20 years to try and regain the status, give the region of Paris, again, the status of a wine producer. So those wines are just beginning to come on now. And some of them are, already showing extraordinary promise. We're really at the very beginnings of what I would call a wine revolution. From being the greatest, the largest, the most important wine-producing region of the world to practically being forgotten. And then it's coming back. So,
like a phoenix from the flame.
Exactly. Parisians will be again able to drink wine produced at their doorstep, which is exciting.
And so what are these wines like in Paris and Ile de France? Would you recommend them?
Definitely. There's some really good, the ones I've tasted of the Ile de France, and I've tasted several, I wouldn't say any of them are great, but they're all good. The vineyards of the Ile de France have been traditionally producing wines that were fairly light, mostly white. The wine walks that I do with Paris Wine Walks are an opportunity for people to explore the vineyards of Paris, the hidden vineyards of Paris that people tend to ignore or don't really realize that they are there. It's a different way of seeing the city.
It certainly is, and Jeffrey, thank you so much. And if you want to find out more, definitely book a tour with Jeffrey to learn all about the wines from Paris and Ile de France. Thanks for being on French Connections.
Thank you.